Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's SmartWithGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I got an old friend. Hang on 1 minute. That is really, really delightful. That's terrific. Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Boy, this is a great standby all-around coffee. Makes a great cup of coffee in the morning. Yeah, or anytime during the day, actually. This is a really, really good, basic, all-around coffee. Original blend, medium roast. Makes about 150 cups right here. Yeah, 150 cups right there. You can get this container, I think, at Sam's Club and also at Costco. Yeah, terrific, terrific cup of coffee. And the reason why we're using it this morning, well, we'll get to that in just a moment. But check out the mug this morning. This came from viewer Lee Meyer. Look at that, huh? Shavesplash.com. Look at that artwork. Check that out. Wow, that is fantastic. And Lee writes, hi, Mark. I realized that I forgot to throw a note in the package I sent you, and the package was this mug. I thought you might enjoy having a Shave Splash rabbit mug to enjoy with your coffee. We always talk about going down the rabbit hole, so I thought it would be fun to imagine what a rabbit that shaves actually looks like. It's since become the mascot for the Shave Splash website. Check that out again. Isn't that marvelous? That is really, really marvelous artwork. That is just a great mascot for the Shavesplash.com website and just for wet shavers in general, because we always talk about going down that rabbit hole. That is just, that's terrific. I love it, Lee. Thank you very, very much. He continues here. Once again, thank you for all you do for the community, and thank you for the support you've shown Shavesplash.com. Absolutely my pleasure. I look forward to seeing you on the next installment of the 3MB. Warm regards, Lee Meyer. That's fantastic. And he also sent along a link where you can get your very own Shavesplash.com coffee mug, and we will have that link below. Isn't that marvelous? I just love that. I just think that is such a novel idea. Just captures wet shaving right there with that artwork. That is great. It captures wet shaving, the hobby, the tradition, everything. Yeah, that is really, really fantastic. Love that. Thank you very, very much, Lee. One more sip. Oh, that's terrific. And we also talked about reason why we're using Dunkin' Donuts this morning is because we also received this from R.H. Dave, who says, happy Monday, Mark. Just sitting down to enjoy this week's 3MB and decided to share a discovery I've made for my morning mug of coffee. Like you, I enjoy trying different coffee flavors and recently decided to try something new. I use a standard drip coffee maker and usually make about 8 cups on a workday, which, for my taste, takes about 2/3 cup of ground coffee. To that, I have started sprinkling in a rounded teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa to the grounds before starting the brew to see what that might do. The result? To paraphrase you, I'd say it's boom coffee. To my palate, it's just wonderful. The best part is that it adds a nice punch of flavor without much in the way of calories, 10 calories per tablespoon, according to the label. I'd be interested if any of the viewers might also enjoy this tweak. All the best, Dave Wilson, AKA RH Dave. Dave, that's fantastic. That's why we're using basic coffee, because are you using a basic coffee out there and then tweaking it with some kind of additive like Dave is doing? He's using cocoa. Are you using something to kind of dress up your coffee in the morning? Really would be interested in knowing. Please comment below and let us know. And again, Shavesplash.com coffee mug. Boy, we're off to a great start this morning. Great coffee mug, great coffee tweak, and a hack, I guess you could say, a tweak, a hack. That's absolutely fantastic. One more sip. That's great. As we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug, let the caffeine go to work. Absolutely, gentlemen. Wait. I got ahead of myself. A good hot coffee, a trusty mug, let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. One more sip. That's really, really good. And hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. I really do appreciate that. If you're tuning into the podcast this morning, thank you very much for listening in via all those great platforms like Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, that sort of thing. That's absolutely great. Hey, we have got a great show for you this morning. We are going to be revisiting a really interesting shave tip this morning. We also have a great variation on a shave den visit. What else do we got here? Let me take a look at my notes here. That's getting ahead of myself again. Hang on 1 minute. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, we're going to give you an update on the giveaway results, the winners in that Matt Panter sponsored giveaway where we gave away those really wonderful Zenith Boar brushes. We've got some refill comments. We got some new wet shave gear. We got some questions and comments. So all in all, a really, really terrific show. I hope you had a great 4th of July weekend this past weekend. And thanks so much for tuning in this morning to the Monday Morning Mailbag. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Great to be with you. So let's get the show kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Now, this morning's shaving tip has to do with Boar shaving brushes. We just mentioned at the beginning of the show that Matt Panter very, very generously sponsored a giveaway, and we gave away 3 Zenith Boar shaving brushes, courtesy of Matt Panter. And the question everyone has when they first come upon a Boar brush is, how do you break it in? There is a break-in period to a Boar shaving brush. How do you break in a Boar shaving brush so that it splits all these hairs and it becomes a nice full knot? Well, the first way is to simply use it. Just use it. Load the brush into some shaving soap, bowl lather, face lather. When you're done with it, wash it out and then really, really dry it off well on a towel. And all that action will help to split these hairs, and the knot will become fuller and fuller over a period of time. And that's the whole magic behind a Boar brush, from what I understand, is when you get these, they're kind of compact like that, right? And then after you use them for a period of time, they get nice and full because all these hairs split and it becomes really nice and soft and also has some nice exfoliating action, that sort of thing. Now, that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is kind of a hack. Since we were talking about coffee hacks earlier this morning, we'll talk about breaking in a Boar shaving brush using a hack. I did a video on this, and I'm going to link it below. But in a nutshell, you get a jar, container like this. You fill it up with water a little bit, and then you take your Boar shaving brush and you place it in there, and you make sure that the knot, not the entire handle, not the entire brush, just the knot hairs sit in that water. And then you place it in the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 days. And then after that, you pull it out and you dry it off, and you'll find that that helps to break in the Boar shaving brush knot. Now, there are some folks out there who are saying that it's a myth, it really doesn't work. I've done it, it works. Let me know if it's worked for you. But that's another way of breaking in a Boar shaving brush. We're going to link that video below so you can check that out. But since we've been talking about Boar shaving brushes, and Matt Panter very, very kindly and generously sponsored a giveaway, giving away Zenith Boar brushes, which are fantastic Boar brushes, by the way, we thought we'd mention how to break in a Boar shaving brush. Again, 2 methods. The first is just to simply use it. And the second method, you'll see in the linked video, is to fill up a container of water, soak the knot hairs for a few days, and then after you pull it out, then just vigorously dry it out on a towel, and you'll find that it really opens up very, very nicely. This is a Simog Boar brush that I have right here, and you can see how nicely that has opened up. I've got to use this one again. Boar brushes are really, really terrific. They are different from synthetic brushes, a different kind of a feel. Again, The big difference is synthetic brushes, you could just hit the ground running with them. They are really wonderful. They're very, very forgiving. Boar brushes are going to have a bit of a break-in period. So just wanted to pass that on to you. A couple of ways to break in a boar shaving brush, since Matt Panter allowed us to give them away here on the channel. He sponsored the giveaway, and we're very, very appreciative of that. Thank you again very much, Matt. So there you go. We'll have the link below to that video on how to break in a boar brush. And if you've got a new boar brush, just simply use it, and you'll find after a week or so, it's going to bloom very, very nicely like this. Now, one other note I need to mention is that the cold water jar hack, you may not want to do that with a wooden handled boar brush. Some viewers have stated that it will crack the wooden handle. So do not do it with a wooden handled boar brush. Just go ahead and just break those in conventionally, just through use and, building a lather and just vigorously drying it off on a towel, that sort of thing, if it has a wooden handle, because there is a potential for it to crack while it's sucking up that water there, I guess, So, yeah, just wanted to mention that as well. So that's the viewer morning shaving tip this morning. Kind of came from my shave den this morning. But if you out there have a shaving tip that you like and you want to get your very own George signed sketch, all you have to do is send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use your shaving tip on the viewer morning shaving tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So that's the morning shave tip this morning. And again, if you want an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Thanks very much. Okay, it's time for a shave den visit.
Grab your favorite shave soap, whip it up, rich and creamy, fill your cup, boom, lather. Hot towel ready, face feels prime, a classic shave, so smooth, so fine. 30 degrees, a light touch, let the razor do the work, no need to rush. Shave like a pro, close and neat, a shave so smooth it can't be beat. Slap on your favorite splash, feel that glow. Shave complete, now you're ready to go. Oh, boom, shave complete, you're ready to go.
Well, this morning we have a shave den visit of sorts. It also combines summer vacation travel. And it comes from viewer Tom Trodden out of Fulton, Maryland. And Tom writes, "Good afternoon, sir. My family and I recently vacationed in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina, which is on the Crystal Coast. Fort Macon is a historic state park managed by the North Carolina Division of Parks and Recreation along the coast. It is an amazing place to visit for its history and beautiful views. There are many displays throughout the interior of the fort, and many depict the daily lives of how the soldiers lived. One of the antiques that caught my attention was some antique shaving gear that was recovered from the fort. I have attached a few photos from the display featuring a razor, razor case, shaving mug, and shaving bowl. I am not sure of the years of the items, as the fort was used during the Civil War and through World War II. I was excited to see the mug and bowl were Old Spice, as I just recently started using it for the summer months. I immediately thought of you and the channel when I saw these and figured I would share it. It reminded me of your D-Day tribute shave last year, as I pictured the soldiers of the past shaving within the walls of the fort. Here's a description from the Wikipedia and a link to its homepage. Well, we will provide that information for you below. My gosh, Tom, that's an absolutely fantastic visit. A shave den of sorts from Fort Macon in Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. So folks, if you're traveling this summer and you're in that area, that neck of the woods, check it out. Tom, thank you very, very much for the photographs and the explanation. That is amazing. Amazing where you will find shaving gear on your travels. It's amazing where it crops up, and here it is at Fort Macon in North Carolina on the Crystal Coast. Tom, thanks again very, very much. Well, here's your reminder to check out shavesplash.com. This is a website that was created by viewer Lee Meyer. If you happen to have a shave soap, but you don't have an aftershave splash for it, well, shavesplash.com is a scent matching website. So you'll be able to find a complimentary aftershave scent that will go with that shaving soap. Really, really terrific. And they also have some great articles and features up there. So check it out. We'll have the link below, shavesplash.com, from viewer Lee Meyer. Well, the channel now has auto dub technology courtesy of Google and YouTube. And as the name suggests, it will automatically translate this audio from English into Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. Pretty amazing. Simply click on the gear in the lower right of the video screen. A menu will pop up, and there you can select the language that you wish to hear the audio in: Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. It translates it from English to any of those languages in real time, on the fly. Pretty amazing. Auto dub. Check it out. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. Well, as we mentioned earlier in the show, we're giving you an update on the giveaway winners. We selected winners this past Tuesday, and Matt Panter very, very generously sponsored this giveaway, giving away 3 beautiful Zenith bore brushes, and we selected 3 winners. And the winners were M.R. Allen, 4188, who won first prize, which was a beautiful green-handled Zenith bore brush. Second prize of the white-handled Zenith bore brush went to Chris Lacey. And third prize, the wooden-handled Zenith bore brush, went to Jay Hipple, also known as J.D. Hipple. Now, J.D. Hipple contacted the channel, and his Zenith bore brush is on the way. At the time I'm recording this video, I have not yet heard from M.R. Allen, 4188, or Chris Lacey. They have until July 15th, which is a Tuesday, to contact us and let us know that they're aware that they won, and send us their shipping address, and we will ship those shaving brushes off to them. So those are the winners again. Once more, first prize went to M.R. Allen, 4188. Second prize went to Chris Lacey. And third prize went to J.D. Hipple. J.D. Hipple contacted us. His prize is on the way, and we're waiting to hear from M.R. Allen, 4188, and Chris Lacey at the time I'm recording this video. Also, forgot to mention that with those bore brushes, you also get a beautiful sterling guitar pick to scoop out your shaving soap. So J.D. Hipple, I forgot to enclose one of these when I sent off your shaving brush. We'll throw one in an envelope and we'll get it to you. And the other winners, we'll make sure we'll put a guitar pick with your shaving brush when we send it out after you send me your shipping address. So that's the update. And the winners from this beautiful, wonderful giveaway sponsored by Matt Panter. Matt, thank you again very, very much. Congratulations to all the winners, and thanks to everyone for participating. Really do appreciate that. Looking forward to hearing from M.R. Allen, 4188, and Chris Lacey, and congratulations again to everyone. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low, that time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, that's terrific. That's a great basic all-around coffee. Dunkin' Donuts coffee, original blend, medium roast. And like RH Dave, do you do a tweak, kind of a coffee hack to dress up your coffee? Comment below and let us know. And again, a big thank you to Lee Meyer for the ShaveSplash.com coffee mug. I love that artwork. That is just so delightful, so clever. I mean, it sums up the traditional wet shave and the hobby, and it's just great. It is really, really very, very good. And again, we'll have a link below where you can get your very own ShaveSplash.com coffee mug. That's absolutely fantastic. Lee, thank you again very, very much. Also, remember the Black Coffee Life, Mantic 59's new website, where you can get all kinds of great information about the health qualities of drinking a cup of coffee. Some great information up there. And also, don't forget the Lockhorns. Someday we'll look back on this and quickly change the subject. Hardcover edition, a book that was just released this past May. My good friend Bunny Host and cartoonist John Reiner compiled a terrific collection of Lockhorn panel cartoons in that book. So check that out. We'll have a link to that below. Hang on, let me get one more sip. Oh, that is terrific. Okay, the housekeeping done. Let's get to some of these refill comments. Scott Martin writes, I'm glad somebody brought up the music and the way the show is produced in general. Every Monday morning, that theme song puts me in a great mood, and I love starting the week with it. I love the graphics. I love the neon sign for new wet shaving gear. I love coffee with lemon. The show feels just right. Cheers, Scott. Scott, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate those comments. It means that I guess the show's going in a really good, positive direction for viewers out there. Thank you very, very much for affirming that. I really do appreciate that. Mike H. writes, hi, Mark. Great Monday morning mailbag. Thank you. Wonderful graphics for the 4th of July holiday this week. Have a fantastic start to the week and sending best regards as always. Mike, thanks very, very much for that. Those firework graphics at the very beginning were actual fireworks, a fireworks display that I was attending, and I just took my my phone camera and just shot video of them, and kind of hung on to them and was able to kind of lay them in using my editing software. A lot of fun doing that. So yeah, I'm so glad you like that. And I always get a big kick out of editing the videos and adding some effects and that sort of thing. I really enjoy doing that. Thanks very much for that, Mike. Really do appreciate that. Rob Miller writes, learning something every week. Great show, Mark. Rob, not only are you learning something every week, I'm learning something every week. This has been a great wet shaving journey for me because I have learned so much from the viewers. So my thanks to all the viewers out there. I really do appreciate it. James Sefton checked in. Another great 3MB is in the books. And about the hot weather, whenever someone would complain about it, my dad would always say, I waited all winter for it. I agree. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. I don't mind. You might hear I'm a little nasal, from it's not really hay fever, but something is in the air a little bit, like that. And yeah, it is a little bit warm. It's been cool at night recently, which is great. I like that. Open up the windows and put on the ceiling fan. That's been great. But all in all, yeah, I like summer a lot. And I'm not going to complain about the heat or the humidity or anything like that. That's what summer's all about. I agree, James. Bill Murphy writes, great show again, Mark. I love the Shave Den visit. He really knows how to find those fantastic deals. That's regarding Jim from Northfield, James Gazda. He really does know how to research and find some great vintage shaving gear. Love the Lockhorns and looking forward to the book. I have Fran's Space Cream on the way. Love the summer scent segment and have several of the ones you mentioned. Have an outstanding week and keep cool. Bill, thank you very, very much. Yeah, Fran's Space Cream, July 15th, the countdown to National Ice Cream Day Stay tuned for that. Really excited about that. We're going to mention that again in new wet shaving gear as a reminder. And the Lockhorns book, thanks for mentioning that. I really do appreciate that. And last week, if you didn't see it, we had a great segment in questions and comments regarding shave soaps that have these wonderful, wonderful scents for cold water summer shaves. And I've been enjoying a cold water shave, and it's just been great. I mean, I really, really do enjoy a cold water shave. I'm not so sure if I'm hardy enough, I guess you could say, to do a cold water shave in the winter months, like, say, Jimmy V and some other wet shavers out there. But, I like it during the summer months when there's a lot of heat, and boy, it's just refreshing. It really is. That nice, cool water. Nothing better. Absolutely. Bill, thanks very much for that. This comes from Mata8034. Great 3MB, Mark. Love the Shave Den visit from James. What a great find. Take care, Mark, and enjoy the rest of the week. Again, if you missed it, check out last week's Monday morning mailbag, the Shave Den visit. Boy, Jim from Northfield found some great shaving gear. Yeah, check that out. Jimmy V Photography checks in and says, cold is the way. Yeah, Jimmy loves his cold water shaves. And as I recall him mentioning to me in an email, he does it year round. Wow, good for you, Jimmy. That's great. I may have to try that, just to try it. But I do enjoy a cold water shave during the summer months. Andrew Hill, 1965. Great show. Glad you're feeling better. And I'm tired of this heat wave. Same thing here in Adrian. I have to tell you, I joined the Bald Club. I've begun shaving my head and love it. Amazed at what a cool, clean feel you get. Have a great week. Yeah, you know what? There's nothing better. That's why I like to do an evening head shave, because I have this really, really nice, clean shaved head. And when my head hits the pillow, it feels so good. I mean, there's no hair there at all, and I do need another head shave, and I do need a face shave. I'm going to do a face shave after this because I'm kind of growing an extra day for a review. But yeah, there's nothing better than having that nice, clean-shaven, bald head, just that skin, and when it hits the pillow, boy, does it feel nice. Nice and cool. Yeah, it's terrific. Thanks very much for that, Andrew, and welcome to the Head Shavers Club. That's great. Beth Jones checked in and writes, Happy 4th of July, Mark. Great 3MB as always. The shave soap, Sea Ice Lime, is not available, but Seaforth does have a limited release of Sea Ice Lime Aftershave Splash and also a few other fragrances in the Ice Aftershave Splash. Beth, thank you very, very much for that. Beth very kindly sent Sea Ice Lime to the channel. I love it. It's great. It's got a great menthol that just slowly builds during the shave. It is wonderful. And again, we mentioned last week when we were talking about summer shaving soaps and summer shaving soap scents, we mentioned Sea Ice Lime, and I wasn't sure if it was available. So Beth, thank you very, very much for mentioning that. The soap's not there, but you can get some others in the Ice line of shaving products. Beth, thank you very, very much for that. Indie Shaver writes, Hey Mark, trying to catch up on episodes of the 3MB. I've been super busy at work and at home. I recently got the opportunity to purchase a lathe and all the accessories from a work friend. I have been dabbling in making brushes. More to come. Indie Shaver, that's marvelous. That's wonderful. Please keep us up to date on that and let us know if you'll be offering anything down the road. That's marvelous. That's great. Looking forward to hearing updates from you. That's marvelous. Larry Sublotny checked in. It's hot here in Virginia too. Yes, I've always heard that when it's hot, drink something hot to cool you down. It works. I'm also enjoying Black Rifle Calf this morning during the 3MB. Hey, Larry, thanks very much for confirming that. We were wondering about that information. I had heard that if you drink something, hot, like a hot cup of coffee on a hot day, it'll cool you down. And Larry is confirming that, yeah, it does work. And Larry, I like the hot weather. Do a cold water shave. I think you'll enjoy the hot weather a little more. Thanks very much for that, Larry. I really do appreciate that. This comes from Scone Dogs. No way I'm drinking something hot on a hot day. Okay, to each his own. That's fine. If you don't want to drink something hot on a hot day, you want to stick to a cold lemonade or something like that, absolutely fine. But thanks very much for the comment. This comes from 13 Voorhees, Voorhees. And Voorhees writes, I use my Gillette toggle occasionally, but I don't find it smoother than an Aristocrat. Those are, in my opinion, the best vintage razors. Even better than a Fat Boy. No kidding. You think the Aristocrat is even better than a Fat Boy? You know what? I've never tried an Aristocrat, so I can't say. Hey, I'll put it to the viewers out there. If anyone out there has a toggle, an Aristocrat, and a Fat Boy like Voorhees, let us know what you think and kind of rank those as far as smoothness and closeness and quality of shave. That's very, very interesting. Aristocrat, from what I understand, is fantastic razor. It really is. So I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you. I think Aristocrat is very, very prized from what I understand. And it would be great to have one. Absolutely. So thanks very much for that. 13 Voorhees. Thanks very much for that. This comes from Lee Hazley. I am a huge fan of menthol shaves all year round and only ever use cold water. Some of my favorite mentholated soaps are Sterling Frozen Tundra, an Iced Pineapple, Murphy & McNeil Bonsai Frost Edition, and Noble Otter's Orbit and Northern Elixir. Wow, those sound like great selections. Iced Pineapple sounds terrific, as does Frozen Tundra. He continues here, I refuse to be limited to soaps that are pre-mentholated. I have a pump action salt grinder, which I call my, now I don't know how to pronounce this, Bougie chill mill, that I fill up with organic menthol crystals and can make every soap a mentholated soap. Wow, that's great. Sounds like you have like a vintage kind of a chill mill. That's fantastic. I don't know how to pronounce Bougie. Is that a brand? I'm not entirely sure. Please let us know, or if anyone else knows, please fill me in. It's the first time I've ever come across that word attached to chill mill. So I'm drawing a blank. But Lee, thanks very, very much for this shave soap selection for those cold water shaves. Really do appreciate that. This comes from Stephen M. 1563. I went to the Greater Toronto Area meetup and it was great. Carve and Aylesworth were both there, but not Henson. We made a weekend of it and highly recommend it. Glad to see you are feeling better. Hey, Steve, thanks very much for the report on the Greater Toronto Area meetup. David Dart gave us a report last week. Check it out. It sounds like a great, great meetup. And from what David Dart tells me, they do it twice a year. The next one is going to be sometime in November. And David has told me that when he gets information, he will send it along and we'll share it with everyone here on the channel. That's great. So Toronto, the Greater Toronto Area, has 2 meetups per year. Next one coming up, hopefully in November. And as we find out more, we'll share it with all the viewers out there. This comes from Bart Buzz. Happy Independence Day, Mark. Another informative Monday morning mailbag. Don't forget that Noxzema is also a cool post-shave balm. You know what? You're right. And I remember as a kid, we used Noxzema for sunburns. Yeah, that cooled off your skin when you got a sunburn. So yeah, it would make a great cool post-shave balm. When it comes to DE aggression, I find that positive blade exposure is always more aggressive and uncomfortable, even when the blade gap is around 0.45 millimeters. The alum definitely tells me. Plus, I tend to get irritation when I shave against the growth if I'm not careful. For example, I shave with the Rockwell 6S using plate R4, which is 0.61 millimeter blade gap, with no issues. But with the Rex Ambassador, I don't get a comfortable shave above setting 1.5, which is a 0.46 millimeter blade gap. The 6S has neutral blade exposure and the Rex has positive blade exposure. Of course, as we say, your mileage may vary. By the way, if you want to know the name behind the YouTube handle, just click on it. Have a great week. Hey, thanks very much for that tip, Bart. Really do appreciate it. And thanks for all the great information regarding blade exposure and blade gap. Really do appreciate that. And Paul the Kiwi Shaver checked in and he writes, nice shave. I've never tried a pre-shave oil. What is it like on the hands, or rather, is it slick on the hands or just absorbs? No, you know what, Paul? It doesn't really absorb that much. It does kind of stay, I have found, it kind of stays on the surface of the skin. It helps lift the whisker a little bit, and it gives you that added layer of slickness so that when you lather on top and paint the lather on top, you kind of have that double layer of slickness for that first shave pass. Now, I have also found that sometimes having a pre-shave oil and doing a face lather doesn't always mix too well. So lately, whenever I use a pre-shave oil, I will do a bowl lather and I'll rub that oil on. It doesn't absorb too much, but it tends to stay on the surface of the skin, in my opinion, and lifts the whisker a little bit. And then I just paint that lather on, and boy, I get a great shave. So it's a nice change of pace for me to go from a pre-shave soap or a pre-shave cream to a pre-shave oil. Give it a try. Let us know what you think. And if anyone else out there uses a pre-shave oil, please let us know what your experiences are. Am I on the mark, or am I a little bit off? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know in the comments below. Really would love to hear from you and your experiences with pre-shave oil. And that wraps up this week's refill segment. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new wet shaving gear. Well, in previous Monday morning mailbags, we've been talking about Phoenix Shaving's Doppelganger Continuum series of shave soaps and splashes. We've talked about Doppelganger Continuum number 1, Doppelganger Continuum number 2, and now launching this week, Doppelganger Continuum number 3. Our review will be this Wednesday, so you can check out that review and shave of Doppelganger Continuum number 3 this Wednesday. Number 3 launches either this Friday, July 11th, or Saturday, July 12th. One of those days. When it launches, we'll provide a link below, and also a link on the page in the description of our review of it. But this is a terrific, terrific scent. My gosh, is this great. This is refined. This is gentlemanly. This is masculine. Yeah, this is a really good one. Doppelganger Continuum number 3. Here, let me get you the scent profile here. Top notes are bergamot, lavender, lemon, nutmeg blossom, tarragon, and rosemary. Heart notes are jasmine, fir, geranium, cyclamen, carnation, and rose. Base notes are oak moss, sandalwood, cedarwood, vetiver, patchouli, amber, tonka bean, and musk. Yeah, this is a good one. And here's what they have to say about Continuum number 3. The Nobleman returns. There are power scents and there are sovereign scents. Gucci Noble, launched in 1988, was never about brute force. In an age of overbuilt alpha bombs and locker room swagger, Noble stood apart like a velvet-clad strategist. Here are the scent highlights again. Crafted in the golden hour of fougères, its opening of bergamot, lavender, lemon, and tarragon sets a brisk herbal tone that's clean without being sterile. The heart beats with coniferous fir, floral nuance, and cool elegance, while the base, rich in oak moss, sandalwood, amber, and vetiver, whispers of ancient forests and impeccably tailored Italian suits. Though quietly discontinued in the early 2000s and suspected to have undergone a few silent tweaks along the way, Noble's cult status only grew, Today, it fetches $200 to $600 a bottle, even if you can find it. And vintage fragrance aficionados speak its name in reverent tones. This isn't just a scent, it's a benchmark in refined masculinity. Yes, that's absolutely stated beautifully, captures it perfectly. Yeah, refined masculinity. Oh, this is a good one. This really, really is a terrific one. And again, the review runs on Wednesday. It launches either this Friday or Saturday, so stay tuned. This is a good one. If you have been acquiring the Continuum series of shaving soaps and scents, this is number 3. Another great addition to your shave den. Again, we'll have a link below when it becomes available from Phoenix Shaving. Doppelganger Continuum number 3, inspired by Gucci Noble. Check it out. Again, when the link becomes available, we'll have it below. My thanks to Doug, Fran, Huxley, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving for very kindly and generously sending this one along to the channel and allowing me to share it with all the viewers. Stay tuned for the review on Wednesday. It launches Friday or Saturday of this week. We received this email from viewer Scott Martin, and he writes, "Hey Mark, just want to check in and say that I'm so happy to see the post-shave powder becoming a trending topic on the 3MB. I'm looking forward to your review of the Yardley talc." Yeah, this was very kindly and generously sent to the channel by viewer James Sefton. James, thank you again very, very much. Scott continues here. "I was interested to learn from your show that there may be wet shavers out there that are allergic to cornstarch. So I just want to make any viewers aware that there is still very high quality talc being made by some of the best names in wet shaving. Here's some pictures I sent you last November of my current lineup of real talc. Taylor of Old Bond Street, Trumper, D.R. Harris, all winners in my book. And if anyone is interested in that neck duster, I linked it in last week's comment section. I like to use a neck duster rather than talc my hands and my face, but in your own words, your shave, your rules." Now, we will get a link to that neck duster that Scott mentioned. We'll have that link below. It looks like a terrific, terrific neck duster. And we also happen to have this duster right here that Jamie Horn very kindly sent to the channel, a different style of duster. Boy, this one looks like a terrific one. And Jamie also very kindly sent the Parasso talc, which is a cornstarch-based talc from what I understand. But Jamie kicked off this entire discussion regarding post-shave talcum by sending the channel the Parasso, which is terrific. I like it a lot. And this particular neck duster. But we'll have links to the neck dusters and the Yardley talc and the Parasso talc and the others that Scott Martin mentioned below, so you can check them all out. That's terrific. Now, James Sefton also passed this along when it came to applying talc. He sent along these pads right here, and he said, "I put a 1/4 inch or so of powder into a container, and it works great for me." So he's putting some of the talcum into a container and then using these pads. And let me open this up so you can see it. And he uses these pads to, kind of absorb that talcum powder. Yeah, oh yeah, this is a very, very nice, yeah, look at that. It's very, very nice and soft. There's a little strap on the back, and you can just kind of, put that in there like that, and then pat it onto your face. A really terrific solution. So, James, thank you very, very much for the pads and also for the Yardley talcum. That's absolutely fantastic. And he also added this. "Hey, Mark, thanks for putting the Yardley on the show today. And about the cap, this cap right here, I've been taking the cap off. Look closely and you'll see a pull-off sticker on it so you don't have to take the cap off. Just rotate it to get the powder out. I noticed it after I saw the underside of the cap. Hope you have a great week, James." James, I didn't notice that. There it is right there, folks. You just see that right there? And it says, it's got dry open and where to turn it to open. Okay, so we're just going to pull that off there. There it is. Look at that. You don't have to take the cap off. You just peel off that sticker, then turn it one way and it opens up, turn it the other way and it closes. How about that? One way I think that's closed. Let me see. Yeah, that's closed. And then if you turn it the other way, it's open. Yeah, you can see how it's open there. How about that? Great. Hey, James, thanks very, very much for that tip on that. I never knew that. I was taking the cap off, and all along, all I had to do was remove that sticker on top. So if you get the Yardley, know that all you have to do is remove the sticker, but the Parasso, you have to remove the cap. All right. Well, gentlemen, thanks very, very much for the great talc powder discussion. Really, really do appreciate it. Hey, wanted to remind you once more that Caddis whipped beef tallow for skin, 40% off. We'll have the code below. Again, this is 100% grass-fed, handmade cream moisturizer for face and body, natural with honey, shea butter, jojoba oil, non-greasy, nourishing for men, women, kids, a 4-ounce jar. Again, we'll have a link below. 40% off. Use the code 6MHNEAY9. And this promotion goes all the way to December 18th. So if you're looking for a good moisturizer, skin moisturizer, or something for a post-shave routine, a balm, boy, this is a good one. I've been using this on my head, and I like this one a lot. So again, Caddis, Caddise, I believe that's how it's spelled, whipped beef tallow for skin, 40% off. We'll have a link below. We'll have the code below. Check it out. Well, we have another brand new shaving soap that's being released on Friday, July 11th from the Wet Shaving Store. Here it is right here. Buccaneer Bay Rum. And we've been talking about these wonderful summertime shave soap scents that are out there. This one fits right in with that. Also great for year round. My gosh, check out that artwork. Isn't that marvelous? Again, this releases on Friday, July 11th. Check out that and the aftershave splash, the artwork right there. Oh yeah, this is, look at that. Isn't that great? Oh, that's terrific. Absolutely terrific. Let me give you the scent profile here. Check this out. Top notes are lime, pineapple, and orange. Heart notes are sweet coconut, allspice, and bay leaf. Base notes are dark rum, lavender, geranium, clove, leather, and tobacco. My gosh, this is a good one. Wow. Oh, we're going to get a review done on this. This is perfect. And it's not going to hit you over the head. Oh, this is a really, really nice bay rum. I like that a lot. And again, I love that artwork. That artwork is just fantastic. And again, releases this Friday, July 11th. And we're going to get a review on this done in time for the launch. It really is a terrific, terrific bay rum. My thanks to Andy Amaya and everyone at the Wet Shaving Store for very kindly passing this one along and allowing me to share with all the viewers. Folks, stay tuned. July 11th, 2025, coming from the Wet Shaving Store, Buccaneer Bay Rum. Boy, this is a great one for the summer and also for year-round shaving. It really is that good. There is a terrific bay rum playing in there, but you also get those other notes of lime, pineapple, orange, sweet coconut, the dark rum, the lavender. Oh, I'm getting the leather. Oh, this is a really, really good one. I am really looking forward to shaving this one. From the Wet Shaving Store, Buccaneer Bay Rum. You know what? I'm going to open up this right here. I'm going to open up this now. Just here. I'm going to shake it up a little bit. There you go. Cracking it open for the very first time. Okay, let's sample this here. Okay. Oh, that's marvelous. Yeah, that is good. Oh, man. I'm going to put a little bit in my hands. Yeah. Here we go. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's great. That is really, really good. And again, it doesn't hit you over the head. It's just the right amount. Boy, that's perfect. Again, launching on July 11th, 2025 from the Wet Shaving Store, Buccaneer Bay Rum. My thanks to Andy Amaya and everyone at the Wet Shaving Store for very kindly sending this one along to the channel and allowing me to share with all the viewers. Folks, stay tuned. We're going to get a review done on this. It launches Friday, July 11th, 2025 from the Wet Shaving Store, Buccaneer Bay Rum. And also, another reminder, Fran's Space Cream, I hope you ordered one. It's sold out, but our shaves counting down to National Ice Cream Day are going to start on July 15th, and we'll be doing 6 shaves counting down to National Ice Cream Day, celebrating National Ice Cream Month. I sure hope you were able to order one of these and get it in your shave den so you can enjoy those shaves as we do them. Again, we'll be starting those shaves on July 15th using Phoenix Shavings Fran's Space Cream Summertime Advent Calendar. Sure hope you got one because these went fast. They're sold out now. Don't know if they're going to have any more available before July 15th, but looking forward to those summertime ice cream shaves starting on July 15th. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. This email came from viewer James Sefton regarding using a boar shaving brush. And James wrote, Mark, I think I solved the problem with my boar brush. I soaked it in warm water for 15 minutes, and man, what a difference it makes. I was using it like my synthetic brush, and it just didn't work. I'm just glad that I did finally learn how to use it properly. Take care, James. James, thanks very, very much for this. Really do appreciate it. And what James did in soaking it for 15 minutes kind of aligns with our shave tip this morning, where we're soaking the boar brush overnight in a jar of water in the refrigerator. And that helps to kind of speed up the process of breaking in all these hairs and having them split and, come to a really, really full bloom. And yes, you're right, James. A boar brush is not really used in the same way as a synthetic brush. I tell new wet shavers that if you're going to start using a shaving brush, use a synthetic shaving brush, a good synthetic shaving brush, because it's much more forgiving for face lathering and for bowl lathering, whereas a badger brush and a boar brush require a little more technique that you can learn and work your way up to that. But using a synthetic brush first time out makes the lathering process much, much easier and easier to learn. And when you move to a boar brush, yeah, it is a little different, but boy, boar brushes feel great. They're great for face lathering. They're great for bowl lathering. I really enjoy them for face lathering. As a matter of fact, there's a video floating around of an Italian barber. I'll try to link it below, where he says the only brush you want to use is a boar brush. You want to use a boar brush, and that's all he uses, and I take it that's all any of the Italian barbers in Italy use, are boar brushes. So, yeah, thanks very much for that, James. Really do appreciate it. Again, it kind of aligns with our shaving tip this morning on breaking in a boar brush. You soaked it for 15 minutes, and that made a big, big difference. So folks, consider doing something similar to that. Check out our boar shaving tip this morning, or just simply use the boar brush to break it in. Use it, use it, use it. It gets better and better with each use. They really are terrific. And I have to agree with Matt Panter and also the late, great Mark Bagwell. The Zenith Boar shaving brush really is a very, very good boar shaving brush, if not the best one on the market. I know Mark Bagwell highly recommended them, and Matt Panter very, very kindly and generously sponsored a giveaway where we gave away 3 great Zenith boar shaving brushes. So James, thanks again very, very much for your comment. regarding a boar shaving brush. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Larry Sablotny sent this comment along, and he wrote, Mark, I saw you using the Pure Bliss brush on today's video. Yeah, this is the chessboard handle, as I call it, from CB Brushworks. Chris Bodrab very, very kindly sent along this handle, and we got a Pure Bliss brush knot and affixed it in there, and it came out wonderful. He continues here, I got one and would like to get another for my timeless handle, but tariffs from Canada is the price of the brush itself. Do you have another source for that knot besides the source in Canada, or is it exclusive to AP Shave Company? Larry, I don't really know. I'll put it to all the viewers out there. Is the Pure Bliss knot available from other online sellers other than AP Shave Company, or is it exclusive to AP Shave Company? Because it is a terrific brush knot. If you know, please comment below. Really would appreciate any information you might have. And Larry also continues here. By the way, I watched the brush setting video you made, followed your instructions as I set my Pure Bliss knot in a handle I won. Worked great. Use it for the first time this morning. Hey, that's great to hear. Thank you very much for that, Larry. We did a video on how to set a brush knot into this particular handle here, the CB Brushworks handle, and also into this beautiful Altair brush handle that David Dart very kindly sent to the channel. Got the G5C knot in the Altair handle and the Pure Bliss knot in the CB Brushworks chessboard handle. And yeah, I talked to Caleb Aylesworth and Chris Bodrab when I was at the Maggard meetup, and they gave me some great information and instructional tips on how to do this, how to set that knot. I created a video, and Larry, I'm so glad that you found it helpful. We'll link that video below if you're interested in setting a brush knot into a handle. It was really very easy once you understand the process and have all the proper tools and equipment. So again, we'll link that below. Larry, thanks very much for the comment. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Tim Whitcup sent along this item, and he writes, Mark, nice article on Sharpologist.com about formerly Russian-made blades being moved out of St. Petersburg. That's fantastic. Thanks very much for sending along the image, Tim. Really do appreciate that. And we have a link to that article entitled When Russian-Made Razor Blades Move. That's up on Sharpologist.com. We'll have the link below. Tim, thanks again very much. Viewer Mark Vernick sent along an email with a really interesting piece of barbershop history. The subject heading reads, Barbershop Trivia. And Mark writes, Hey Mark, did you know that one of America's biggest superstore empires started in a barbershop? In 1934, during the Great Depression, a small-town Michigan barber named Hendrik Meyer saw his community struggling and decided to do something about it. With just $338, he stocked a few shelves of groceries in the front of his barbershop in Greenville, Michigan. Haircuts in the back, canned goods in the front. His 14-year-old son, Fred, helped run the register. Business took off, not because they were retailers, but because they knew people and wanted to serve their town. That little shop grew, eventually closing the barber chairs for good, and by 1962, they launched the first ever supercenter, Meyer Thrifty Acres in Grand Rapids. Groceries plus clothes plus auto plus everything under one roof. Walmart and Target followed years later. Not bad for a barber. So the next time someone says your shop is just a place for haircuts, tell them a grocery empire started behind a barber chair. How about that? I never knew that. All the more reason to go shopping at Meyer because of that great barbershop wet shaving history right there and connection. Right here in Chardon, I believe they're planning to build a Meijer, so I've got something to look forward to when they finally open it up. Wow, Mark, thanks very, very much for a really, really interesting piece of barbershop history. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up another Monday morning mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers and sellers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen right now. They make and offer some wonderful artisan shaving soap. They also offer some wonderful wet shaving gear to enhance your traditional wet shave. The next time you're online, please take a moment, pay them a visit. I sure would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/Mark Zarady, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review on this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video, or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.